Okay, so first thing you want to do, there's a little bit of randomization in here, and I guess
Okay,
usually I have this set so that this is all grayed out. I guess I should do that to make it more clear. But we should put our name. So let me put Richard. Okay, so we get an. Go ahead.
I understood the first part. Well, it took me a minute to grasp it, but I just didn't understand what it meant and why it was changing everything and what we were looking for.
Well, yeah. Let me just do the whole thing because I think I'm just
Okay.
going to use this video for a future to do it in the future, because some of this has changed since last time I made this video. So you put your name in here, and it chooses the number of sides for you. It's gonna, because what used to happen is everyone just chose the same number, and I would really like to see people get slightly different things. Okay, so for my name, I'm going to get 11 sides. Okay, and now these formulas are already there, right? So the first thing you're going to do is just use autocomplete. So I'm going to highlight those two guys right there, and I'm going to put my mouse right over that little square and double click, and it fills out all 4,000 things. That's it. That's how long that took, right?
Okay, so we don't need to worry about like
you don't worry about anything except
score.
double clicking that. That's it, right? I mean, you can drag, but it takes a while even to drag. Like I could grab these things, right, and just drag down, blah, blah, blah. So many, right? Down, all the way down 4,000, but that takes a long time too. Okay. Okay, and then these are already done for you too. So this first table is going to look at the first 1,000 rows. Okay, so even though there's 4,000 rows in this column here, if you actually look at this table where I'm doing the counts, I only look at the first 1,000 rows, right? So this is only looking at C4, which is there, right, through C1003. And if you think really carefully about it, that's actually 1,000 rows. Okay. So that's done for you. So these formulas were done for you, so you don't have to worry about those, right? Okay, so now we just want to fill out the rest of this stuff. And by the way, these will fill out for you too. This will also be automatic. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So the theoretical probability, I'm rolling an 11-sided die, right? So I have a 1 in 11 chance of getting any particular number, right?
Okay.
So that's easy. That's just 1 over that number right there, right? Okay, so the first thing I want to, so that's easy enough. Now I would like to just autofill that in too, right? Except I have this A4, and if I pull it down, right, if I just copy it down, it's going to turn into A5. And of course, if I'm dividing by A5, well, then I'm taking 1 and dividing by this bunch of text, and it doesn't know what to do with that, right? So that's an error.
$sign it.
So we got to put the $sign here, at least for the 4. It doesn't hurt to put it both places. Oops, not there. Could put it there, right? Because we're really only focusing on that one cell, right? Okay, so there we go. And then now I could double click it, except then I have to be a little bit careful. I don't really want numbers down here, right? There is not a 9% chance. By the way, 0.090 is the same as 9.09%, right? So there's not this percent chance of me rolling a 12. That's just nonsense, right? Because I only have 11 sides. There's a 0% chance of me rolling a 12, right? So I really just don't want those, right? So this is one thing. Depending on your number, some of these will be blank, right? So those will be blank, okay? And I want exactly the same thing here, right? The theoretical probability doesn't change if I have, 4,000 rolls or whatever. So now why is that red?
Uh-oh.
Oh, I copied it as a, hold on, what did I do? I copied it as a, I want to paste it as a formula, not a number, right? And then just pull, copy those down. Same thing, right? So there we go. All those are the same. So all of these are the same. All of those are the same. It's just, the chance of, and by the way, I kind of like taking these and turning them into percentages because it's easier to kind of think about. So there's a 9.09% chance of rolling any particular number between 1 and 11, right? So that's just if the die is fair, right? That's what you got, okay? Okay, so the empirical probability now is, so now we want to take the actual number of ones rolled. Now here we're doing only 1,000 rolls. And I want to divide by the number that should be here. So this should be 1,000. So actually I need to fill this in first, okay? So I could just type in 1,000 because that's, okay, over, okay, stop. Okay. Sorry, let me back up. I could just type, let me just go through it, okay? So I could just type in 1,000. Now it's red, that means this is wrong, right? So, but I could go and put this over that, okay? And now this is green, so this is the right number. The only thing wrong here is that this, I shouldn't be typing in the number I desire to have there, which is 1,000. I should be typing in the number, I should be typing in a formula that actually checks that these add up to 1,000, right? So right here, the formula should be equal to the sum of the frequencies. And here you can go all the way down. Adding a bunch of zeros doesn't matter there, so I can do that. Okay, and there are 1,000 rows, right? Okay.
Okay.
So that's what I want. I mean, this should be the number 1,000, but it needs to be a formula that says actually count what was done. Don't just write in the number you would like, right? Because a lot of people don't fill out this thing. Like a lot of people, for some reason, put in like 40 roles and then get total nonsense numbers, but still, it still rolls right down 1,000 there, and there's not 1,000 there, right? You need to actually count those and see that there's 1,000. Okay, now for the rest, it's kind of like this. I want to sort of divide by A14, and when I drag it down, I want it to stay A14. So I want to put the number sign in there, same as before, right? And then I can drag this down. Okay, and we get that. Okay, and then we get our differences along here. So this is done automatically for me. Okay, and again, I like to just see things here in terms of percentages, so I'll just do that. And here, same thing. I'll turn these into percentages. And these are pretty small numbers, so I'll put at least 2 decimal places so I can see what's going on. Okay. Okay, and then we want to do the same thing here, right? And so I want to do the same thing here. So I want to say equals the sum of these frequencies. And again, I can go all the way down. Adding zeros doesn't matter. Okay, so now I have 4,000, right? And so now this is going to be equal to this divided by that. And again, I want to put the little dollar sign so I can autofill. Yeah, this is a good exercise in just learning how to autofill. And by the way, if I do the formatting now, like turn it into percent, add some decimals, then that will stay as I pull it down, right? So that's good. And then here's my absolute differences there, okay? And all I want to do here now is take the average. So equals average is the Excel formula for this of those numbers. So the average difference is 0.0097 here. Let me just, again, I'll just turn that to a percent too, because I like it. And same thing here, right? So equals average. By the way, I think here, right, if I wanted to, I think I could just copy. So let me try that. I think I can just say copy. You don't have to drag. You can copy and paste too. Paste, you got to paste the whole thing, either the formula or everything, right? So there we go. Right, so we get that. Good. And this is doing the same. It's just taking the average of those numbers there. Okay. And then I say to record it, right? So now you have to sort of look at it carefully. So it's 0.934% and 0.291%. Someone remember the second one. 0.291%. You guys remember, right? Well, I write down 0.934, 0.934%. Okay. And this other one was 0.291%, right? So one of you noticed before that every time I do anything, these change, right? But that's really the point, is that I really want to do this. I want to do this experiment of rolling 1,000 dice here and 4,000 dice here over and over and over. That's what I want to do, right? And the only way I can do that is to make all this stuff random. So every time I touch this sheet, these numbers will change, right? So these numbers actually changed twice while I just typed in those numbers. So these are completely new numbers. I may as well just use them, right? So here now I have for the 1,000 rows 0.559. Okay, you guys remember 0.392. So 0.559% and 0. What was it? 392, right?
392.
392%. Okay, so you guys should, when you're doing this on your own, you should like scribble it down somewhere or something. All right, and when I type those in, of course, it gave me 2 new numbers, so I can use those. So again, you guys remember 0.195 and 0.678, 0.678%. And the other one was 0.195%. Okay. Anyway, you get the idea, right? You record these things and keep going like this, right? And then all you really want to do is you want to say, well, now let's look at this. So these are like experiments, right? So I've rolled, 1,000 dice here and 4,000 dice there, and I've done that experiment now 3 times, right? And each time I've done the experiment, I see that I get a higher average error for the fewer rolls than I do with more rolls, right? So the difference there is much bigger than the difference there, right? But nevertheless, generally, the average error that I'm getting with 1,000 rolls is bigger than the average error that I'm getting with 4,000 rolls. And that's what you want to basically write here, right? So you want to write, the more often I roll the dice, the lower the average error will be.
Oh, okay,
Right?
that's what we're looking for.
That's what you're really trying to see, right? And if you didn't have this effect where these were changing every time I do anything, then I wouldn't be able to do these experiments over and over. So this is a fantastic use of Excel to sort of do numerical experiments. This is one of the key ways Excel is used. And so the fact that these numbers are changing isn't something that should bother you. It's something you should be quite excited about. You're able to do these things that you wouldn't otherwise be able to do, right? Yeah, I don't know how you would do something like this in just a calculator. Although someone who's really good at calculators may know how to do this, but there you go. So that's what you're supposed to do here. Okay, so now I'm going to take this. I'm going to make this into a new video for this thing. And so I know some of you had some questions about what I was doing. So go ahead and, by the way, for the video, you have to type something here. Type your observations. All right, here. Don't forget to do that. Okay.